We each of us have a cross to bear in our lifelong calling to follow Jesus. I don't know the nature of your cross, what it will be, but the crux of it will be the choice between self-sacrificing love and self-serving power. You will either follow the path of the suffering Savior or of some self-styled sovereign. One path will soften your heart, the other will harden it. The shooting of Jacob Blake 7 times in the back by a white police officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin, already had me reeling again this week. He was unarmed, but now they're doing what they always do, and they're trying to justify the shooting of a black man by saying that he had a weapon, which was actually a knife on the floor of his car, not on his possession. But then, when the 17-year-old white boy showed up with an AR-15 and killed 2 protesters, the police watched him walk away and cross the state line before they apprehended him. I am beside myself as a Christian. If you want homework to do on what Jesus is saying to Peter, you can use this as a test case. Are you more passionate about protecting property or people? Do you care more about law and order or justice? Are your sympathies directed toward defending the powerful in their use of deadly force or the powerless who are continually hunted down and killed? In his new book, Scandalous Witness, Lee Camp talks about how Christianity should bear witness to an alternative use of power in the interest of peace rather than the use of power for more power. He cites the historical marker in Nashville, Tennessee, that shows the tragedy of how people who called themselves Christians ended up reversing the biblical vision of beating their swords into plowshares. The marker reads, "Site of a farm implement factory operated by Messrs. Sharp and Hamilton previous to the war between the states. With the outbreak of hostilities, they reversed the biblical injunction and produced swords of excellent quality for the Confederacy. With the coming of the Federal Army, the making of the swords was discontinued." Our partisan loyalties can lead not merely to ignoring the call of the gospel, but inverting it and perverting it. There is only one way to transform the world for good, and that is by winning through love. The kind of love that refuses to play the self-justifying power game. The kind of love that gets behind the King of love and refuses to nail anyone to the cross and instead carries it for oneself.